questions as well, but in this conversation here, I want to spend a little bit of time on the Karens
Yes.
and the Susans and the Shaniquas.
Yes, oh, Shaniqua.
Boy.
Because we all know in the workplace, there are those people who will always do the right thing and expect others to do the right thing, correct?
Right.
And then there are those folks who will maybe take advantage of you because it's easy to do, but it's not their MO.
Right.
And then there are those who will, like your Karens and sometimes your Susans and your Shaniquas, who will end around you just because that's who they are.
Yes.
What is your guidance for those women who are expecting folks to do the right thing, but too often encounter those people who are not helpful on the list?
It's like dating. You gotta watch them. You gotta give them time. You can't rush into anything. Even in your career, in the workplace, you can't just trust somebody because they present well. Is it motion?
It looks like it.
We gotta keep moving, fellas.
Big hand gesture.
Yeah,
They don't use their hands.
Big hand.
Exactly.
So we're taught to not use our hands. Just
To keep the lights on. Okay,
Outside of your square, let's go.
Right, there you go. I even use some of those analogies in the book. Love bombing is one of the analogies that I use. Gaslighting and, of course, future faking. Where people come in despite you knowing their motive and coming on real strong. It's like the guy that comes with all the flowers and whisks you away on trips in the very beginning, and then 2-3 months later ghosts you. It's the same thing. So what would a dating coach tell you? They'd probably tell you to watch these people.
Right.
And we haven't applied those same thoughts to the workplace, where you find a lot of narcissistic behavior. People who are very romanced by themselves and they need a supply. And we get into that a bit about how there are those sponsors and people in high places that keep a nice cadre of mentors and mentees and people they sponsor, they say. But you have to watch that too. If that circle gets too wide, how is it even possible that you can mentor that many people? You just can't.
I do want to before we get into some of the additional key insights from the book, I want to spend a minute here on this trust issue.
Okay.
Because as professional women advance in the workplace, you trust someone, they help you, or you trust someone, they burn you. Oftentimes, women are advancing in their careers despite the many times that they have been burned. What coaching do you have for women on knowing when it is safe to trust in the workplace again?
I ask them anecdotally. First of all, ask them, what was an example of something this person has done that benefited you? And I let them answer. This is the thing about coaching. I give very little advice. I ask, they know this. I don't give advice. And for someone that, is new to coaching, that shocks them. They expect me to come in and say, let me tell you what to do. But that's a mentor. That's a mentor. There's a difference. But I ask questions, and the first thing I'll do is say, name a situation where you saw this person do something that benefited you, or if it's too early to know, what was their relationship with someone else? What did you observe? And they'll be able to tell me X, Y, and Z. As they're telling me this, they're usually unpacking the situation on their own. And some of you know, the light bulbs go off. Oh, you know what I saw them do was a little sketchy. And they did X, Y, and Z, and I always wondered about that. And then I'll follow up and ask them.
It's not motion.
I'll follow up and ask them. And I lost what I was going to say. But I will follow up and ask them, what implication does that have for what they want them to do? But the other thing that I will ask them is, what do you really want from the relationship? And sometimes they don't know. Sometimes it's just that I need a sponsor or I need a mentor. It's not, I need a sponsor who will enable me to get to X, Y, and Z. They haven't thought all of that out. So we'll work through the clarifying to get them to say, what is it that they want? And then we'll backtrack and say, now, is this the right person for that? Is this the right scenario for that? And they come to their own conclusions. And we believe in positive psychology that you know the answers, you have the answers, but you haven't moved on them for some reason. If we find out what their reason is, we can hack it. We can figure it out, get through it.
Positive emotion,
Mhm.
key theme in your book,
Yes.
is what is critical and key in accelerating women leaders. But too often, it's easier to marinate
Yeah.
in the negative.
Mm-hmm.
Pull us out of that soup and into the positive light.
Yeah.